It is Sunday, July.
No.
Yes. No. June. What? End of last Saturday, Sunday in June. So, anyways, it is a big day. Big day. It is garlic scape harvesting day. So, this is all our garlic. It's looking really good. Starting to die off, which we're super excited about. So we're gonna harvest the scapes today. We've harvested a couple early, and they've been delicious. We've had them with our potatoes, but I think Colleen is gonna make a garlic scape pesto with a bunch of these. So as you can see, the old Piggly Wiggly tail. Everything looks super healthy. I can't really see a difference between the ones that we heavily amended with worm castings and 444 compared to our lazy compost where we just left the mulch on. But yeah, so we're gonna pull these. Hopefully we can make it another month before we harvest the garlic. But I think what we'll do is in a couple weeks we may harvest one from each, have a look at them, and then in 4 weeks harvest the majority of them and compare how they do. And then maybe a couple weeks after that we'll leave a couple in from each and then just compare so we can learn a bit. I know most people out there have already harvested their garlic, but this has worked really well for us, leaving it well into July, at least a couple weeks into July. Last year we had an awesome harvest, and we're just using up our last bulb now, so it's stored for pretty much a full year, no problem. So we're gonna harvest the scapes, then we are gonna do a final watering. Truth be told, we have not watered these ever. We had, obviously you guys know, record rainfall. We had over 1 meter of rain from October to April or so. So yeah, tons of rain. So we haven't watered these things at all. So we're gonna give them one final water and then no more water at all. So yeah, we're gonna get busy harvesting these scapes, and then we'll bring you back and show you how many we got and what we're gonna do with them.
Perfect. And can I just add?
Yeah.
So you can see the scape in Jason's hand has 1 curl. You can let them go to 2 curls, or we harvested some without really any curl. They were quite tender and delicious when you harvested them very young.
Yeah.
And Jason, can you talk about the technique that you use?
Oh yeah, I think it's Jesse from No Till Growers. I finally remembered where I got it from. Is you can grab, let's just find one here.
Can we find one over here?
Find one over here.
Sure,
how about this one?
Here. Okay,
So you just you grab from there, and instead of snapping it off.
Okay, you grab from where it meets the leaf?
Yep. And then instead of just snapping it off, you just gently pull. And you can see, you just get that little bit extra. And that little bit there is super, super tender. Like that is just delicious. Whereas, of course, as you go along, it gets a little more woody and woodier and more powerful. So.
Right, but then also when you get down to the tips, then it's not woody anymore. Right here, it's not woody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is the part that you're supposed. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so there's those 2 tips, and then also, okay, so yeah, and the reason you want to get as much as you can is that if you then pull the scapes and then harvest them and then store them, and then they can still grow scapes if they have enough energy. They'll continue to grow scapes, and that will not be good for your garlic. So,
we actually had one last year that actually regrew another scape, which is crazy.
Yeah. So okay, so Jason and I are gonna harvest these, and then we'll bring you back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, got her done. That's a lot of scapes. So we'll use a bunch up for the pesto, and then we'll use some in our dinner tonight as well.
Okay.
More potatoes.
More potatoes. And what did we learn as we were pulling them out?
That the younger ones come right out. So
wait, let me.
This is a younger one here.
Okay, so it hasn't curled.
Hasn't curled yet, and you can almost hear it.
Yeah.
So you get that much. Excuse me.
Wow, that's amazing.
Super good.
Like a sweet garlic. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, it's super, super good. So the other thing we noticed is there's a couple right in the middle, and they're probably no coincidence. They're kind of the smallest stalks, so their scapes are just coming. So we're gonna leave those in there. There's just a couple, maybe 3 or 4.
And what about this guy in front? You're gonna leave him?
Well, I can take him. You want me to take him or leave him?
Let's take him.
Okay. So yeah, so that's how much more you get.
Delicious.
Delicious.
So that one hadn't curled.
Yeah.
So I think harvesting the scapes before they curl. I mean, I know you get more because you've let them grow, but oh, that was
I don't know.
I don't know. That
I'm
was
not
so
sure.
sweet.
I'm not sure, but it's super delicious.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll come back in 2 weeks, harvest a couple bulbs, see how they're doing, and then depending on that, we either jerk them all out at that time or we leave them for another couple weeks. But
Okay.
our goal is to try to leave them 4 weeks after we harvest the scapes. So
Okay. All right,
so
let's go. Let's go make something.
let's go make some pesto.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. I will clean my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we doing here, hun?
We are going to make our garlic scape pesto. I'm following the recipe from New York Times, and it's a cup of garlic scapes sliced, about 10 to 12. So I went through our pile and I picked out those most tender garlic scapes, the ones with no curl. They just have a little U-turn. That's all they did. The ones that are curled, that's not a good example, like this guy. So I will just cut these up and store them in the refrigerator. I'll think of something else to do and maybe we'll have another recipe. But otherwise we just pan fry them in butter in pieces about green bean long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a cup of garlic scapes sliced. And another hint is just don't be tempted to just cut these into big pieces and put them in a food processor, because I learned the hard way that they're a little stringy when you do that. You have to actually, I'm going to cut mine into really small pieces so that there's no string. Okay. Then you're supposed to use a 1/4 cup of raw sunflower seeds. I'm going to try pistachios. I do have both. I could maybe make both types. 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil, a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, 1/2 cup of basil leaves, and the juice of 1 lemon. This all goes in the food processor, and then you're done. So I will put this all together, and then we'll come back.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. And we really enjoyed a video from Kara at Bluebird Homestead.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a dehydrator, she took the scapes and dehydrated them and then basically pulverized them, which would be a great little addition to many, many dinners.
Right.
So we'll put the description for that video and the recipe in the description.
Okay.
Awesome.
Great.
Okay, we'll be back.
Okay.